Just a minute. After we go live, I gotta let
We are live.
Welcome. We
What's
are live
up?
Wednesday night with those guys.
What's good,
Hello,
man? Yep, there we go. We are good to go. I just needed to mute the live window, and there we go. We're good to go. All right. So, what's up, guys? Wednesday nights with those guys. Paul, Herman.
Well, same old thing, you know. We got out to fly a little bit this week.
Yes. Finally, we got to fly for the year.
Hey, Paul, you know what? not to divert from where the night usually goes or anything, but just still revolving around the drone situation and the drone things. Lawrence and I went to go fly the other day. I was telling you the spot that we went to and the issues that we had. We didn't know it was going to rain.
Yep.
The skies did look it, but I did see blue through the skies. There was this young man. Oh, what was his name, Lawrence?
Carlos.
Yes,
Carlos.
Nice young man. You know, usually when you get a lot of kids come around and
Hey, Drone Shots.
come around. What's up, Drone Shots? They come around and they want to know what you're doing, what you got. Oh, is that? And then you always hear, oh, is that? You know, the kids that do know about the drones, is that the Phantom? Oh, you got the Mavic? What? And you know, everybody knows DJI. But this kid was so amazed at, you know, what we were doing. He stood there, he watched, he asked a few questions. He just wanted to watch us doing when Lawrence told him that we were shooting for YouTube. Oh my God.
What's good, Night Train?
He almost went, he went crazy. He started telling his father, oh, they from YouTube, they on YouTube, they take pictures with him.
Yeah.
Nice kid.
What age group are you talking?
Well mannered.
I don't know. How old do you think?
I would say he was about 13 or 14.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
you think so? Maybe 12. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been even 12. I'd say 12 to 14. Give no more, no less. Definitely.
Yeah. Nice kid.
Thanks for popping in, getting in from work, Night Train. We appreciate you all for coming to Wednesday nights with those
Night
guys.
Train,
Just
what's
as
good,
much
man?
as we appreciate you coming to Sunday nights with those guys. We really appreciate you all. But he was a nice guy because, Paul, most kids, oh, I got a drone. My father's got a drone. Can I fly yours?
Yeah.
You know, that's the usual thing.
Yeah, that's the usual thing that you get.
Here in New York, right?
He just wanted to watch what we were doing. He stood back on the side. He spoke to us from the side. It was really nice. It was really nice.
I actually went out and caught a ship while we were flying the building. Mia's Drone Adventures. How are you?
Hey,
Welcome.
Mia.
Welcome. And he was like, wow, you can make it out there? And he was like, well, how far does it go? And I was like, well, it goes 4 miles. The ship was maybe about a mile out because it was leaving. It was a cargo ship.
Right.
It was going
Right.
out to sea from New York Harbor. And we were at Coney Island. So they passed Coney Island, Brooklyn, before they head out to open ocean.
Sure.
And he was like, well, I don't know how far 4 miles is, but that's pretty far, I would guess. And I'm like, yeah, it is pretty far. You know, he was a good kid.
You know, those ships actually go out your side, Lawrence. They go your way.
Right, past the peninsula if they're heading
out
towards Europe and stuff. Yeah.
Now, do you guys carry cards with you where you hand it to anybody that you would want to hand it to?
Well, I don't have any cards printed.
I have some business cards. I didn't give him one, but he wanted to take a picture with us. So his father was like chilling on a bench, glad that his son was occupied with someone else. His father was like in his own world, you know. And then he's like, Papi, come over, take a picture. You know, I hear him say in Spanish.
Yeah.
And the father's like, what? He's like, come take a picture. YouTube. They on YouTube. He subscribed to us both there. He's like, yeah, what's your channel? I watch YouTube all the time. And he started watching videos and looking at the drone fly. He's like, is that you now? You know, he didn't understand the concept, but
what's up?
Hey, Manamana, how are you?
Thank you.
Hey, Manamana.
Paul can't help himself. He looks straight to the right, to the left.
To the left, to the left, to the left, right, left, to the left.
Oh, we know.
This
And-
phenomenon moment is brought to you by Phantom Flight 101
And those
Thomas
guys.
Quad, and those guys.
There we go. Mia said, "Oh no, Paul, put them down." But if you guys see me stripping here, it's not because I've been drinking alcohol. It's I have the oven on, and I'm actually making a turkey, so the house
Oh.
is starting to heat up really good
Cool.
here. A real turkey, you know.
Not cool, warm.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, phenomena. You know he had to. He couldn't help himself. But getting back to this kid Carlos, I was really impressed by his mannerisms. He you don't see many kids like that in New York anymore, unfortunately. You know, and I was glad that not glad that he I was glad he subscribed to the channel, but his natural interest.
Yeah.
You know, you could tell the questions were going through his head, but he was only getting out. He was more concerned. Every time a drone went by, he was like, squirrel. You know, so but Carlos, if you're watching, we had a good time with you the other day, and
Yeah,
we
Carlos.
appreciate you hanging out with us while we were flying.
Actually, you know what's funny?
Indoor quadcopters, how are you?
They always
Desmond.
talk about, hey, Desmond, you know, they always talk about having a spotter. I find that the kids are the best spotters.
Yeah, they can see further than you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you know what I found out? Speaking of which, you know what I found out today? I go down and I fly a ship, right? And I usually have a pair of these are regular prescription glasses, you know, they transition and all that stuff. And I always carry a pair of glasses like you buy at the drugstore.
Right.
I do.
For
I do that now.
like super readers, right?
Right.
I find now I wear the super readers all the time, and I can see distance better. I can see up close better, and it's like, oh, maybe it's time to go back to the
eye doctor.
To the eye doctor.
Well, you want to know what, Paul? I got this goggle set, you know, for doing FPV.
Yep.
So for doing soldering and stuff.
Right.
And it comes with different lenses. So I'm like, well, wow, my eyesight must be bad if I can't read a restaurant menu. So it has all these lenses. So I tried the top lens here. My wife and my daughter bust out laughing. I'm like, what's the matter? Huh? Because I can't see nothing. I'm going like this with my hand. They say you look like Mr. Magoo because your eyeballs were that big, you know, in the lens. But the smallest lens here on the bottom is enough for me to see anything a foot away from me and quite large.
Cool.
So I'm glad. I know what you guys are talking about. I do need to get to the eye doctor.
The only question I have, Lawrence, is you didn't wear that whole headgear and everything in the restaurant to read the menu, did you?
No. Could you imagine? She's like, could you imagine? Hold on. She's like, I'll prepare it.
Yo, you know, when you mentioned those glasses from the drugstore readers,
yeah.
I had to get a pair of those. You know why? I got tired of going in the restaurants and forgetting my glasses here in the house because they're broken.
Right.
And getting into the restaurant and I get the menu and I'm like,
Hold on. Just gotta cut this.
what do I
thing
want?
off.
Oh,
I
you know,
can almost picture Herman Lawrence in the restaurant saying being handed the
Hold on a second
glasses.
while I read the menu.
Yeah.
Well, I
Could
look
you
for the
imagine?
word chicken
Oh, wait a minute.
and
The
I stay
ambience,
right there.
the ambience isn't right.
Just so that I don't want anything I won't eat, I go straight to the chicken and I look right there on the menu.
There you go.
Look on the menu. What's this green stuff called vegetables?
That's funny.
So now I keep them in my pocket so I can actually find things.
Well, welcome back. Glad you could come back, Drone Shots. We appreciate all of you guys for supporting those guys. Seriously.
Yes.
Without you, we would not be.
Exactly.
You know, and it's I know you guys are tired of hearing about CES and stuff like that, but I'm going to be honest and tell you, we need to try and those guys need to get to CES.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how.
You gonna let us in there?
Let us in there. We could stand outside selling T-shirts and hats.
I don't want to go in there and find anything.
But didn't you
You know
say
what?
somebody went? Didn't you say somebody went to CES who's not really all that?
Oh, I've watched a couple of this guy's videos. I can't even remember the guy's name, but he did a video from CES about the Phantom 4 Pro being back, and it's funny that you mentioned CES. You know, that is the topic that's going around. But this guy here, he's nobody special. I mean, this guy Michael, he works for DJI. He was at the booth, but talking with the guy. And he had said that the reason why the Phantom 4 Pro was not in stores and not on their site for purchase was solely because of the simple fact that there's a component that's inside of it that was one of the manufacturers that makes it, stops making it. And they had to find someone else that can make it.
Right.
So now the drone is back on the market.
Right. And more than likely it was a proprietary part, because it's not like you can go down to the local auto parts and get drone parts for your drones. You know what I'm saying?
Indoor quadcopter just plus said that he's doing well. Thank you.
Night Train says it's the camera.
Anyway, he says he's opening a brick and mortar drone store.
Who's that?
In Harrison.
Indoor Quadcopters Plus.
Hold on, what happened?
He says he's opening a brick and mortar store in Harris this weekend. Hope some of you guys that are local can swing by and say hi. And Harris, where?
Harrison, wherever that is.
Harrison. I don't know of a Harrison, but where are you? If we talk in Jersey, I'm not familiar with Hey, what's up, Saigon Drone Fix?
Saigon.
I got to test my controller yesterday, and it did something funny. Saigon. Here's something funny. I hit auto land. What's up, Sean Geeksvana? Harrison, New York. Okay, in Westchester, Herman, not far from us. And hold on, Saigon. What happened was I was out flying, no problem. I came home. I usually land myself. I hit auto land for it to come down. So I start walking away from my drone, thinking that it's just going to land and power down, so I can put my controller down. When I look up, the little boy Carlos with his, oh no, oh my God, look. My drone, 12 inches above the ground, is moving to the right, along the ground to the side like this. I'm like, what the? And I grab my controller, I bring it back over, and I make it, and I land it manually. And that was a little scary because I just had I was supposed to have the controller fixed for that issue, and I don't know what happened, but the controller was not resting against anything. In fact, while it was moving like this, I looked at the sticks to make sure they were perfectly centered, which they were. Actually, no, the one was down. The left side was down, but the one in the middle,
what it was,
and it was just cruising like this, Paul. Like I was flying it above the ground, 12 inches above the ground, like that's so smooth. What happened?
I think I know what it was.
Oh, the magnetic interference on landing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a possibility, because exactly where I was landing, we have to move away from. That may have had something to do with it, because it's an extended piece of the boardwalk. So they have all kinds of steel and beams to hold up.
There's some trash there on the end of the boardwalk to replace the old one that got damaged.
Yeah.
And it's terrible.
Need more lessons, Sean. Geeks Fauna says I need more lessons. See, just for that, I'm gonna send you an invite so I can curse you out in public, in person.
Hello, Roger.
Roger,
you know that you got an invite if you want.
Well, it was sent.
And I apologize if I haven't been coming to Canadian Drone Hub, but I've been going through some issues with going back and forth to the doctor, and I was actually nervous today because in the 8 years I've been going to this doctor, Paul, now check this out. She diagnosed me 8 years ago with COPD, right? I've been in a hospital. I've had this lady, we sit and we talk about a half hour before she even gives me an examination, you know? And they called me up yesterday to say, well, you took blood on Friday. We would like you to come in and discuss some results that we've seen. So automatically, eat. You know, oh my God, what do I have? A tumor? You think stupid stuff. I did let you know. Is she going to ask me, am I still having sex? You know, weird stuff like that. So I get to the doctor's office and they're like, why are you back? I said, because y'all told me to come back in. Something wrong with my blood. And they're like, oh, okay. So they pull me in the office and they're like, well, you this is right, this is okay, this is good.
Okay,
I'm like,
Roger.
nothing was wrong. They did say that my thyroid was a little underactive, but in 6 weeks, if it's the same, they may do something or they may not. But I walked out of there thinking that the worst. I walked in there thinking the worst and walked out saying, damn, I'm gonna have a drink tonight to celebrate. No high cholesterol, no high blood pressure. And this is rare amongst Black men, especially no high blood pressure and no diabetes. Yep. Okay. Only real thing that I have is this herniated disc, diverticulitis. I can't eat small seeds and freaking the COPD thing.
Wow.
But I can't let my wife know because she called me while I was in the doctor's office. She's not home yet. She called me while I'm in the doctor's office. She's like, well, did you find out anything? I'm like, well, I'm talking to the doctor right now. I'll call you right back. So when she comes in, I might jump up and go lay on the couch and go, oh.
You give her the old, honey, I put the turkey in, but can you take care of it?
Yeah, I put the turkey in, but it's too heavy for me to lift.
Yeah, exactly. and you always use it in my condition.
Right.
Now you got a condition.
From what the doctor told
me. You know, we need to talk.
The doctor asked, do I have palpitations? And I said, only for my wife and daughter.
You hear me, Lawrence?
Huh?
Just hit her with, we need to talk.
Yeah, we need to talk. Did you pay life insurance this month?
Is the life insurance paid up or?
Exactly, Desmond Honors. Yep. In my condition, doctor says every time you yell at me, I can buy a drone. Something like that.
Yeah, tell her the doctor
sounds like a plan if you want to be sleeping on the sofa when she finds out.
You need to get one of those letters, Lawrence. It says to keep them comfortable and happy.
Well, or you just tell her, doctor said she doesn't know how long I have, but enjoy life to the fullest until then. So I'm going to buy some more drones.
Yeah, right.
That money we were saving. The house.
remember that money for the second car? that house we were supposed to buy upstate New York? Well, I need half of it back. There's a $4,000 drone. The doctor says if I don't have, it could be perilous for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, talking about $4,000 drone.
There's hell to pay on the other end when she figures it out, though.
Listen.
By that time, it's too late to return it.
Listen, I've slept on the couch many a time. I'm a trooper.
The stickers is all off. You done flew it.
At one time before we got the new couch, the old one had my butt implant in it. Okay, so the couch is nice and soft. I have no problem. Or I sleep here, Herman, the couch by the door here that I use for my semi-desk right here. I could sleep on the couch and put my drones on the real couch.
Yeah, there you go.
So I guess Justin's running late, but you were saying something about a $4,000 drone?
Yes. The Evolve 2. The Evolve 2.
That's right.
I'm not saying anything, but
you know what, Lawrence, hold on. One thing before you say anything about this drone. The one thing that I did like that they did do.
I wasn't gonna bash it, Paul.
No. Before you kick the tires off of this thing and tear the door off and complain about it, don't have enough cup holders. I just want to say one thing about it. They did do one thing that I did like. I think they learned from Skydio and a few other people. let's tell them it's coming out in the springtime. Not that we're gonna take your money and hold on to it for a minute until we can buy some more parts and put them together in the
Paul,
garage.
There's a new saying in the drone community now. When a company comes out, like the V-Wing, that V-Wing drone.
Yep.
Let's pull a Skydio too.
Yeah, there you go.
Ask people for their money. Don't give them a launch date, and then tell them you can't get your joint until next year. Jones comes out.
That's right.
I was like, they told me we take $100 deposits. Now I understand it was refundable, but how do you look at a customer and tell them, we launching a drone in November?
Yes, please support each other.
In November, but you're not getting yours until November of
the next year.
Yeah, by the time you get your drone, it wouldn't be popular anymore. But
no, don't get me wrong. It can be used for something. This is
but
YouTube,
what I was going to say about the Evolve,
that's not news anymore.
I actually was not going to drone bash. I was going to say that's one sexy behind bird. Well, I really like the Evolve too. It's really sexy looking. It almost looks like something they'd shoot out of the Enterprise, like a photon torpedo or something, you know?
Well, it looks good, and if it does everything they say,
57 miles an hour. That's Inspire 2 speed.
I can tell you some things about this thing that I thought was pretty good, though.
Go ahead. Can you give me a second? I have to take the turkey out and cut the bag open so it'll brown.
Well, it has the Micro Four Thirds sensor, but it's the one thing that I did like is the fact that it shoots the 4K at 120 frames per second. That's something that we're waiting for with DJI, but we probably will get that with the next DJI.
And the controller was really impressive with ultra bright 2 screens, both of them touch screens, and
and it was 1,000 nits. They said.
Yep.
Right. So you're talking about already crystal sky.
Yep.
At least the base model crystal sky.
Right. So, and the fact that you could change lenses on the camera. I mean, if it works the way they say it is.
Well, it's actually compatible with, I think, 5 different Olympus cameras and lenses and also with the Panasonics.
Right. So they might be onto something. But like you say, Herman, till I see somebody actually flying it that isn't attached to them, and then it's like, okay, Santa Claus, please let me know when you got it.
And then what's another thing that bothered me with it? And they didn't mention it, but it was in the specs. The transmission is 1080p. Now I get it. I totally get it. But the problem with their drone the last time was the transmission system. And what happened is that once it gets to the point of where it starts to break down, there was no compensation for that afterwards.
Right.
So are we going to do, I'm not looking to fly, 6 miles.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like it's supposed to have a distance of 7K, right?
What is it, 11 kilometers? So they say it's about 6.
11 kilometers. That'd be 8 miles.
Well, no, they say 6.84, but who knows?
Yeah, and I'm not going to fly that far.
Neither am I. But the thing is, when you come out and you make such a claim, there are guys on YouTube and wherever people emulate everybody.
Yeah.
And there are people that are going to test that.
Hey, Herman, what does it say for flight time?
Flight time is 33 minutes.
33. Okay, so that's in the ballpark with the Mavic 2s.
With everybody, right? Yeah, everybody's in that ballpark.
Now they'd have made a big. They'd have made a big hit if they'd have said 45-minute flight time.
Yeah, because then now we can actually cut it to the 40-minute.
And be ahead of the game.
Right. So I don't know exactly where this 33 minutes falls into, whether or not that.
The way I fly, though, Herman, is I don't. When I do a ship, it's about an 8-minute flight. And I'm flying with batteries. I come back and I land with 60, 65%, 70%.
Okay.
So then I got to pare them back down again to like 35% and then charge it again. So
How do you cut? How do you?
We should do.
We
a
had this
lot of
issue.
those.
We had this issue
Sports
here in
mode.
New York. We had this issue here in New York a while back. But how do you discharge your batteries, Paul?
Well, in a perfect condition, is I can just go out my backyard here and just let
Click
it
that
hover.
like button, guys.
Just let it hover, like 5-6 feet off the ground, and just sit there and watch it,
Okay.
Okay.
fly around my neighborhood. 'Cause I've got a great big intermediate school, elementary school behind me with a great big open space, and I can fly it around there.
Okay.
Okay, Roger.
Kind of like my test airport,
That's how I started in the schoolyard, right out back here.
Yep.
Yeah, well, this right, the same field that I practice FPV in. I started there. At first, I never left the park. Then I
Yeah.
found out I could leave the park and still have signal. Then
Yeah.
as long as I had line of sight out over the water, I was good. And when she came back from over the water, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Or I'll just throw my bird in sports mode and zip around the park for a while.
It's funny talking about flying over water. You know how New York is, Lawrence. All
Yeah.
over.
Water all over.
I went to Calvert Vox Park. I told you the Parks Department told me to go over there to fly. And I walked into that park and I saw the water. I'm like, I'm going over there. I had just got my drone. I'm not flying over no water.
Well, I'm not the world's smartest guy. I'm okay. I mean, I'm not like Daffy Duck, but I'm okay. But my point is what I'm amazed at. All these people coming out with these second-hand editions for like drones. Why doesn't somebody manufacture a small little box like the ones you and I have, Lawrence, for charging the batteries?
Yeah.
You put it in and push a button and it safely discharges it down to like 25%.
All that is, hey, Michael Blade,
Funny,
all that
DJ,
is a function. Believe it or not, all that is a function that
Right.
they could add
Sure.
that would trickle down the battery.
Sure. And do it and do it right there, and then it would stop and turn off and leave it right there.
Don't DJI chargers do that?
No.
Because the one for the Phantom batteries do it. That's why Ray loves that thing.
Yeah, you can put it in discharge mode.
Yeah.
You can actually put it to Phantom 4 Pro in discharge mode. And once you pull the battery out, the battery is set in discharge. Plug the next battery in, put it in discharge mode, and
rail
so on.
that holds the 3 batteries. Yeah.
Yeah, the little charger,
It'll
charging
charge
thing.
them one at a time, or it'll discharge them.
Now can I drone bash?
Sure.
Sure.
I can drone bash now? Welcome to Wednesday night, guys, and drone bashing. Tonight's drone that's going to get bashed is, if you didn't see Ken Adobo's video, you must go to Ken Adobo's page. I'll pull it up and put the link. But he did a small it wasn't a review, but he did like a commentary on the V-Copter. That's what it's called, right? I think.
Yeah.
The V-Copter.
Yep.
And he was very disappointed because in his saying, what he said in this video was pretty much, how the hell are you going to go to CVS and not fly your bird at CVS, at CES? CVS, right? We're getting pharmaceuticals.
One eye open.
At
right?
CES.
No, CES.
And right, Big Matt says 00 copter. And I'm going to say something that Herman said about Skydio. I believe it's a Ponzi scheme. Hey, what's up, Timeless Truth? You know why?
Talking about,
Because you don't come out with a
the
drone
V-Copter?
and say, we have a drone to fly. It's a new 2-propeller drone. It does this, it does that. And then you don't fly it at the computer electronics show.
Well,
You just
and
don't
the
do
other-
that.
Lawrence, the other thing that he mentioned too that upset
babe.
him was the fact that
Yeah.
for like 2 weeks before Christmas, you got a $300 discount for pre-ordering.
right.
Yes, sometime. Hold on, guys. My wife is here. I must tell her what happened
Oh,
today.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Woe is me. Sit down. We got to talk. I'll be back.
Start playing the violins.
Yeah, Paul. That discount you're talking about, it disappeared.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying. This is I think it's like a little startup. They're trying to get something going. I thought it was a good idea, and I like the look of it. I never got to feel it, touch it, see the build of it. He did. What he did mention was the fact that they had it on a display mounted down with the propellers moving and the arms up. Understandable. It was just, rotating on that little plate that they had it on. Right. No one could see it fly. No one was able to fly it. I get it. And he mentioned something about the
Hey, Mr. Crowley.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey, what's up, man?
We're talking about the V-copter.
It may have had stability issues.
Yeah.
Now that makes a lot of sense because of the simple fact is that if you look at all of this stuff from, CES, all the stuff that we've been talking about is going to come out. And a lot of this stuff is not going to be available for at least a month or two.
Yeah.
Or not even until springtime.
Yep.
She hit me in my eye. No, I'm just playing. What's up, Mr. Crawley?
At least she left you one so you could see out of.
What's going on, man?
You told her to like it or lump it, and she lumped it.
Yeah, she gave me a sugar lump.
Sugar lump.
For lying. She was good. Actually, she didn't believe it from the time she came in the door. I should have heard the key and jumped up and ran on the couch.
But when you left, Herman and I were sitting there playing violin music.
Why did she find out who bought that drone?
Shh.
Oh, sorry, dude.
No.
Hey,
what's up, Sean?
The other Sean.
Sean Sean from the UK.
Two Seans appear at once.
Yes.
Sean from the UK and Sean, Master of the Universe.
From the USA.
Yeah, Paul. That's a little strange. I know. Like I said, they might be trying to get something going, and the fact that a lot of these products are not available, ready to buy now that they've announced them, that they're not going to be out for at least a couple of months. They have time to work on firmware and whatever else they need to do for it.
I muted the conversation when I was just coming on. Obviously, were you talking about the V-copter?
V-copter, yep.
The only issue I have with them is that they do have another drone that's still stuck in.
And the other thing, Sean, that bothers me, Sean and Herman, is the fact that if you're only showing people the prototypes, not the manufactured ones, prototypes, because what he said was it didn't look like it was constructed really all that well and everything.
Right. It didn't look like an actual finished version.
Finished product. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Which one is this?
The V-copter.
The
V-wing.
Oh,
the one with the adjustable.
Did he actually fly?
As far as you can throw it.
No one flew it.
No.
Well,
there's a big difference, isn't there, between the Evo 2 videos and the V-copter stuff? Because the Evo 2, you've got some significant sized YouTube channels actually out there flying it, and they're saying this isn't the final version.
It's
like
a version. See this?
But they've trusted it enough to go to someone's hands by themselves without the development team stood around them. So
all the interviews,
drone life.
All the interviews they did at the CES, whoever they had for the representatives that were talking about it, they should have led with. Now understand, this is just a concept one. This isn't the real one yet.
That's right. That's right.
What's coming, and then they'd have been clear. But at no time did they tell you that.
Right, but what he said,
they want your money.
They were very defensive.
Right, he said that they were
asking,
defensive about not flying it. In fact, let me get the video.
The only thing that they really wanted, don't play the video.
I'm not.
That they were really interested in was the flight time.
Yes.
And I understand that because, and I understand why it's small. I understand why the camera is only to the equivalency of the original Mavic Pro. I understand all of that.
Where the hell?
And that's because of the consumer. The consumer has caused some of these manufacturers and these people with these startups to get a mindset that smaller. You got to put it in a little bag. Smaller.
Exactly.
And too small is too small. You understand? True. There's a point where too small is too small.
Well,
I've actually been having some communication. Sorry, Sean.
For money ahead of time.
Yeah.
Well,
I've actually been having some email conversations with 00, and the point where I actually no longer got even a response was when I asked them why the Hover 2 wasn't at CES, which of course is the drone that's actually the one that's stuck in crowdfunding. That there's still many.
It was a little white one, right?
Yeah, but because remember their original Hover passport drone.
Yeah,
they made a second version of that, which is still stuck in crowdfunding, which it received all the money it needed to receive. And there's thousands of complaints on there from people that haven't had the drone and are wondering where it is and everything else like that. And I was just interested, if it's about to go out to the beta testing, why wasn't that one at CES flying around?
Well, my problem
wasn't even there.
The other thing, Sean, was why did there was one interview, and I can't remember who it was. They showed the little white one with they called the Seed Project.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Yeah. Well, it's basically a 250 gram version of the V-Copter, but it's completely different. I've paused the videos on both and had them on the dual screens, and there is not one similar piece of tech from as far as what you can see on the outside. It isn't a smaller Mavic or something. This thing is completely different.
Well,
it doesn't appear to even have the tilting heads, etc.
Here's the clip. Do not leave the live stream. Click on it and put it in watch later, and you can see Ken Dobo's comments on the V-Copter, and he raised some what's up, Ray? He raised some very valid points. You don't go to the Indianapolis 500 and say we're not going to race.
No, exactly.
You don't pay for the money. You don't pay for the money for a garage and put your car in that garage and say we're not going to race the Indianapolis 500.
Take pictures.
And that's exactly what V-Copter did by going to CES and not flying their bird.
I did actually put this story up the day after they released their first video,
and they had
asking for it, etc.
True Drone
and
said,
actually, people were very negative about that story that I put up, saying that actually, it looks like a really good drone. It's going to have this, it's going to have that. And it's like, well, come on, guys.
Hold on 1 second, Sean. True Drone says that he pre-ordered V-Copter. Did any of you guys?
No.
Dude, if you honestly did, get your money back. It's a Ponzi scheme. They don't have any working versions. The only working version they had was in that video. Okay, they didn't even have a working version at CES. And if you want to be Scotty O2'd, because that's what we're calling it now, when that's the new thing now. Don't get Scotty O2'd, where they get you to send your money in and say you can't get your bird until next year, New Year's Eve. So don't get Scotty O2'd. Wait and see what's happening with it. Go to their website.
Herman,
be
careful. You mind if I put a link in there to the crowdfunder for the one that hasn't come out, so that people can see the comments that they've had? Is that okay?
Sure.
So that's the link to the crowdfunder for their Hover 2 drone. And you can see even 9 hours ago, the last update was Backer 2131 wants a refund. Please process ASAP.
Wow.
And then, again, there are still people on there that have paid their money and are waiting and are happy to wait. But there's a lot of complaints and a lot of...
I'm looking at it right now. Jason Smith says, so I've reached out to ZZR and did get a response. They said an update will be coming in the next few weeks. I have not been pleased with the beta testing so far. Other drone ideas, I've been looking at other drones. There is a new one called Autel Evo 2.
That's bad.
That looks really cool. So right there, that's saying they just lost Mr. Jason Smith. He's already looking at two different birds.
Because those birds actually have a date that they're going to that they're going to come out.
And if you look further down, there's actually people who have received the Hover 2 as a beta tester, and they actually can't even get the things to install their updates.
Therein lies the mistake. Don't send me something that you're still testing.
Yeah.
You're not paying me to test this bird. I want a working version. Hey, Bill, Coast to Coast.
Well, they came out with something that's supposed to.
Right. Coast to Coast says Scotty O2 is delayed yet again. I'm going to say it again, Bill, for you, if you just got here.
Anybody familiar with Bernie Madoff?
Right. Remember Bernie Madoff, Ponzi scheme. Hey,
familiar with that?
I think there is a key difference, though. There is a key difference. The Skydio 2 is in production, and it is. I see Skydio 2 as more of a Tesla, in my opinion. Tesla,
right, but Skydio 2.
You know why I compare it to Bernie Madoff? because there are some people that made money with him.
Yeah, no, indeed. But as with Tesla can't get the production stuff correct, and I think again, I know it's hard for a small company to do it that way, but I think Skydio should keep producing a batch and releasing them. And selling those out, and then building up another batch and releasing those.
You know what it sounds
I think they'd get even more hype.
What Skydio's doing, Sean, honestly, Skydio is taking $100 from you, $100 from Ray, and $100 from Paul, and he's taking that and he's giving that $100 payment towards someone building a drone. It's not a Bugatti.
Well,
you don't build
if you look at the way it's funded, because Skydio 2 is run essentially by a university technology company, so it's started by students, etc. in there. What I think it actually is so in other words, they're
taking $100 and smoking it away.
No. What I think they're actually doing is they're taking your $100, and every X thousand $100 they get pledged, their investors will then give them the money to build the next batch of drones. That's where I think it happens. Whereas DJI, of course, could just build.
Exactly.
Don't get Skydio.
No, that makes sense. But you see, here's Val, how you doing? But you see, here's the thing. Here's the problem I have with that. Then you're not. It's hard to get that drone and still be relevant. By that time, everybody else has moved on.
Well, I can see how a university would do that, because they can teach the tech people to do tech, the manufacturing to do manufacturing, and all of the what I call paper pushing money grubbers how to grub money. So they're teaching everybody.
I guess the salaries work out to equivalent to what? I don't know.
$100.
I don't know. I don't know how that would work out, but I know that $100 go a long way. You take it to China.
I think Skydio need a large company to buy them out.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
And that will happen at some point. Or, of course, because of all that, it depends on the original Skydio people what they want out of this. If they want to become a big drone manufacturer, or do they want a tech company from any kind of sector to buy them out for their artificial intelligence that they're building there?
Right.
That AI, of course, could be used for so many things in factories and all sorts of things. So it just needs a large tech company to buy them out, but hopefully it'll be a drone company or a company that wants to build drones.
I actually like the idea of it, but I want it now.
The only other thing I would say, though, is that apart from relevance, if waiting for a drone for a couple of months loses its relevance, then is it the right drone for you in the first place?
Yeah, that's how you're never going to know until you get it in your hands. And then
you're absolutely right. But
just
what I'm saying
to you is that you're not going to want in the first place. Or say it's like cars. You never buy the first batch of cars. That's the one with all the issues and all the recalls.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what's going to happen.
But I understand that. But if you're doing videos on YouTube and you have a drone that was released to a select few individuals now, and you don't get one till next year,
right?
What do you need it for a review? You don't need to do a review on that.
No. But that's why I don't do reviews.
You get what I'm saying too. So
hey, Sean, that's why you didn't get a Skydio.
Well, yeah, that and they haven't released them in the UK.
To specific people, yes.
I'm not knocking those people who got them. I'm just saying that the drone's not available.
Mission is accomplished. Turkey is done.
Turkey's done. All right.
Nice.
She's done. Nice and golden brown.
Yo, Lawrence.
Now what?
Lawrence, you got foil, right?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna put a tent over
a
it.
Piece of foil, put it right and cut and wrap mine up.
I got you. What's up, Val? How are you?
Oh, not much. Everything's good. I'm good. I'm working. So I'm only here for as long as I can be here. And I don't have the chat. So hi, everyone.
You at the same spot?
Hey, Sean, Justin,
John, hey, Val.
Coolbeck, Novice, Paul, Herman.
Val, you at the same lady?
Hey, drone shots.
So it's the same lady, Val?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well,
that's a good thing.
What's her phone number so I can tell her you're in here online getting paid?
Yeah. They know. It's my break.
One of my sons went flying with me today.
Yeah, the number is 1-800-F you.
Guys, I had one of my sons went out today with me droning.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
None of my sons are interested in droning. And yesterday we set it up to come by this afternoon. So I flew this morning with a buddy of mine, and then I flew with my son, and he was flying the Maverick Pro. And all of a sudden he's got this little smirk. He's like, I really like this, Dad. You know, I'm like, I almost like I should give it to him, you know, but I'm not gonna. And he made me take a picture with it flying beside him.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, the addiction begins. Welcome to the dark side, son.
Well, it's good. It's always good to get someone interested in someone who's not interested in drones. But some people are so scary, I found out, because early last week, me, a friend named John, were flying in a local park. Now, usually I go out in the field, but now that I have an R9 module, I'm testing my signal through trees and stuff like that. So the park is empty through the day. And I'm flying around in the park, low level, you know, in and around objects and stuff to see how the signal strength is. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see a guy there with a camera like this. So I hover the drone and I turn towards him, and he goes back behind the wall like this.
No way.
I don't know what the hell he was recording, but one of the parks people that are in the park. It was like this because I came past the Parky house and I made the turn and I came back towards where I came from. And I was like doing little loops, you know, just testing out different stuff. And when I saw him like this and I turned to him, he immediately backed away.
Wow.
You're muted, Ray.
You should have flown the drone right to him.
I don't know.
They're gonna be waiting for you the next time.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Listen,
I was gonna get out. Elon's gonna come up in the park, open up his bag. All you're gonna see is it come out.
Listen, they're just jealous. We're the only park in New York City that has its own concierge. Right.
Okay.
If you go in the men's bed, let Herman explain what.
That's what you call him now?
No, you got to hear this. This is funny.
I went there with Lawrence. I said, Lawrence, where's the bathroom? Lawrence was like, it's over there in the park house. I walk over there and I go in the men's room. There's a guy sitting in there on a chair with his legs folded, crossed over, reading a book.
And his shoes off.
With his shoes off, and he got like some thing on the floor, and he's like just relaxing. I'm like, yo, Lawrence, I know you guys had a concierge desk in the back.
He was basically inside charging his phone, reading a book, sitting on a chair with his shoes kicked off like he was at home.
In the bathroom.
In the park bathroom.
Wow.
No, public park.
Hey, Herman. Herman, you should have told him he should bring some toiletries supplies and he could make some money while he's sitting there.
And Paul, what made it worse,
lotion after I wash my hands.
Bill said, do they validate drone parking? What made it worse, and what made it worse off, where the hell he got the chair from?
Yeah, he brought it with him. I don't know.
But you can see, obviously, he was homeless. Obviously, he was homeless because it was. He? I don't know. Huh?
Was he?
Well, he was plugged in, charging his phone like he was. I didn't even know that bathroom. I've been going to that park for over 10 years. I never even knew the bathroom had an outlet.
I must be a little bit, you know, I'm a little behind the times, a little naive.
Hey, AZ.
But how does a homeless person that's not connected to something have a cell phone?
Hey, Herman, next time you go back, Herman, go back and check it again. Maybe next time he'll have a refrigerator and a microwave in there.
And a lazy boy.
Yeah.
Well, if he has that, he's gonna take up the whole bathroom because it's a park bathroom and it's not that big.
Right.
Talking about 2 urinals and 2 stalls and a sink.
And heated though. It's heated.
Yeah.
It is heated. because he had his shoes off, like he was chilling. You know how you sit on the couch and you're eating popcorn? He was reading his book. I'm surprised he didn't have a smoking jacket on.
Next time you go back, there'll be a satellite dish mounted on the side of the building.
What's that, Crowley?
I saved this guy's. I find out what this guy's name is. He does YouTube videos, but what he does is he takes like a mannequin, dresses it up as a female. Mm-hmm. He goes out in public and starts yelling at it. What are you saying, honey? And he whacks it. And he waits for the police to come. And they go up and they're like, up against the wall. And they put him up against the wall. And the guy's like, it's a mannequin. He goes, yeah, is it illegal? And they're like, no. He does it like all over the place. It's the funniest thing, man.
See, that's kind of messed up. I've seen something similar up in Connecticut. You see a bunch of kids on the corner. And it looks like they're fighting because you see, now it's in a circle, but you see arms going like this, right? So as you're driving by, you see the crowd part and you see this body come flying in front of the car. And it's a dummy.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done
it's a stuffed dummy. So, of course, people are coming to a screeching stop thinking that they almost hit somebody. Then the kids pick up the dummy and wait for the next car to come. And this is how they have fun.
That's not funny. Somebody calls a pileup.
Those damn Connecticut kids.
We used to wait for the cops to come by and they'd shine the light on us. We used to hang out on the street corner and they'd shine this light on us. And all of a sudden we'd all just run. Next thing you know, they're clicking on their lights going after you. Oh, it was awesome.
So, Sean, what you got in drone news that's coming up? And Herman wanted to know as well as I did. How the hell do you get these interviews?
That was an impressive one, wasn't it? Well, I have actually an update on that as well. Has everybody heard of the SETI Institute?
The SETI?
The SETI Institute actually tweeted out my video this morning.
Oh, cool.
Very good.
To their 700,000 followers. Yep. So I was very pleased with that when I saw that. I was like, oh my God, that's actually, I'm a big space geek. So I love the fact that SETI was there.
Yeah,
I've just, that was the interview for Dr. Pascal Lee, who is the chairman of the Mars Institute, the director of the NASA Horton Mars project, and he's a senior planetary scientist at the SETI Institute. Okay. And he's actually, one of his projects that he's in charge with is actually taking drones back to the moon and to Mars. And I just basically sat down and had a chat with him and talked about how he's doing that. And he gave me some very nice footage of, it's a new astronaut smart glove, which lets the astronaut basically control the drone by the smart glove, both by movements here and also fingertip movements. But they've also got some new goggles, which allows the access, the 3-axis gimbal to move around.
Okay, head tracking. It has head tracking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
and they're doing all this up in Devon Island.
They're going to break the 30-minute flight time, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, when I was talking to him about that, actually, there's a lot of my conversation with him which didn't make the final interview. But one of the things I was talking to about were the actual drones themselves, and of course, they're still a few leagues off because this isn't going to happen until the mid-2030s. So the type of drone that will actually get flown will be, we probably can't even conceive of it right now. So they test it. Ironically, this first test of the astronaut space glove, if you watch the interview, is with a DJI Spark. Just because of reliability, because it's a reliable little drone basically. So that's the one they chose to use for it. Just, so it had the basic functions that they can test the glove with. So it's very strange in the video watching this guy in the full spacesuit on Devon Island, which they call Mars on Earth because it looks so dramatic, testing a DJI Spark inside his astronaut suit in his spacesuit. And I thought that was incredible.
When they finish testing, I would like the glove.
Well, the glove is actually commercially available.
Really?
It was made by a student startup company called Intention, which is Intention with the I taken off, and they actually invented it for different things like music. So they can play musical instruments with the glove by moving the glove around on the fingers.
Sean, I got a question. You said it was a startup company. $100. What are they going to ship in 2020 or
not that kind of startup company? And it was at one of the tech shows that Pascal Lee, the director of the NASA project, actually walked into their booth and he was like, "Oh my God, this is exactly what we've been looking for," and then grabbed them grabbed the project and took it with him to NASA.
NASA brings me to my very next point with, talking about this glove and NASA. I remember this thing called the FT Aviator, something like that effect, right?
Yeah. that was made by a former astronaut.
Yeah, I get it, but does anybody know what happened to it?
Yeah.
No, I think it. I don't think the Ken Heron thing gave it much help.
Yeah, that pretty much killed it.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Nabby?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, as far as getting hold of these people, it's just networking and putting requests out and pulling at threads.
Sean, have you had any conversations with the Evolve 2 people? That's the one Lawrence is looking at.
The extra, the X-Dynamics people.
That's a sexy bird.
Yeah, no, yes. I haven't had anything to do with them at all.
Well, it sounds pretty good.
I hope it's better than the first one. That's all I'll say.
It sounds pretty good.
Lawrence sent him money already, so.
He put the $100 down?
Here we go.
200.
He'll get two of them.
Justin, I'll be knocking on your door by the weekend.
Well,
what happened, Herman?
You know what's funny about that? I don't do any of those things on the phone anymore, because I was looking at that the Evo 2 on the phone on that pre-order thing and messing around, going back and forth with Paul, talking about this one, that one. I had checked afterwards. I had like 4 of them in my cart.
Wow.
Thank God I didn't hit any other buttons.
Thank God you didn't hit order. See, you almost pulled the Paul, like those 10 Inspires.
Herman, you're the man. Get 4 of those babies.
Well, no, how I found out was the little thing comes up, says you can only order 3.
Oh, get out of here.
Gosh.
Only 3 per customer?
Yeah.
Quick $12,000 right there. That's a payment on a house.
Who needs a house when you got an Evo 2 collection?
Okay.
Listen.
Right?
I still want to see it come out, though. I hear all
you know what? You be the only one with one eye open on the subway all night.
Like this.
I'll check them out when they come out.
Like $4,000, like $6,000 a drone under your arm all night.
Could you imagine carrying it on the train? Could you imagine carrying it home on the train? Yeah.
You say 4,000?
They're gonna be upset with that middle one. If they think that middle one, that 48 megs per second, they got a trick for you. Better get some light with that. Because the same thing with the Mavic 2 Zoom has that same thing, and you don't have no light with it. It's gonna be grainy like a grain of salt.
You know, that's the first time I've heard Mavic 2 Zoom in a minute. Do anyone still fly them?
No, but I'm just saying that 48 frames per second. That's where Evo got that from.
Oh, okay.
I mean, does anyone still fly them?
Well, I mean, everyone's this drone and that drone. The Mavic 2 Pro. Really?
Now, all the time.
I still fly my Mavic Pro.
But Ray is right. I tried to fly one of very dim light, and it turned out like grainy, like the ceiling in a popcorn.
They gonna work. So everybody sucked on 48 frames per second. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. With a 1/3 sensor, it's still the Mavic 1 sensor.
Yeah.
Not good in low light. It's good for hyperlight, in the daytime.
Daytime, yep.
That's it. Get it. I want to see somebody get it. Let's compare pictures. That's all I want to do. I want to see, because it ain't the camera, it ain't the drone, it's the person. So everybody can run out and keep getting drones. You got to work what you got, bro.
It's true. It is true, because when
you're trying to get something else that you haven't even mastered what you got yet.
Everybody else was flying Phantom 4 Pros and Mavic Pro 1s, and I had my little lowly Phantom 4 standard. And believe it or not, the work that I put in to get those pictures to look the way they were, I had to work a little more, but I made what I had work.
Yeah. You can work it.
I made what I had work. Now I got this daggone
camera on that standard is better than that camera, that second one or that Evo.
I could believe that. I could believe because I've taken some phenomenal shots with the Phantom 4 Standard. I miss it.
Phantom 4 Standard, before it gets too dark, it does a lot better than the Mavic 1 at night.
Yeah. I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, Max
In fact,
still uses it.
I don't even take my Mavic Pro out at night anymore.
Nah, for what? Like wasting the time.
Big Matt means 48 megapixel. You mean, Ray?
Yeah, that's why you know what I meant. Everybody know what I meant, but
yeah.
It's the same thing as that Zoom, man. Ain't nothing different.
Well, I'm like this. If it flies and it has a camera and you know how to use a camera half, you should be more than happy.
Here we go. Phantom 4 Pro. ISO, shutter speed, aperture control. That's what you need, baby.
True.
That's all you need. That's all you need. Put it in full manual and take some great pictures, man.
That's true, because I took my Mavic Pro out yesterday to get some pictures of this construction site. They're building a like little Metro Tech area. So I didn't catch it from the ground up, but I have one building from the ground and they're already on the second floor. So I'm going to document it from that time on. And it's supposed to be finished in 2022. But I want to catch every time they put up 2 floors, go back to that same spot, get a picture, and then I'll take the footage, the video footage, and the pictures and compile something. I did it with one building.
And I'm going to tell you how to get to the developer and how to cash it.
Right. Once you get to the building owner, they love to see their work. Because I did it with another building out here in Far Rockaway, and the guy gave me $600 for a little bit of footage. And what I had,
and the pictures they want the big pictures in the lobby of the dirt.
They want the building under construction, and they want it completed.
Yep.
And that's what you get the money for. Now, what does Matt say? 8K video is going to kill Windows PC if you don't have 2 graphics cards.
Serious processor.
Mr. Justin.
I don't even want to talk 8K. I mean, that's crazy. That's ridiculous.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm still.
People can't even use 6K right now. And
the only thing that does 6K is Apple. But if you pay that, whatever that price of that monitor is.
Exactly. Exactly, Jess.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to see TVs advertising it, all that crap again. It's going to, here we go.
The TV is not a monitor. The TV is a TV. That's why it's called television.
Well,
it's not the same as a monitor.
You would be wasting your time. In reality, Mr. Crowley, you'd be wasting your time getting a 6K or 8K television.
Because if they're not producing
it won't show 6K or 8K.
Right.
It'll show enhanced 4K. It'll show enhanced everything else, but
Ultra HK or something like that. Yeah.
Right. It'll be Ultra HD.
Going along with what Ray said earlier, it's not the equipment's great, and you got to be able to adjust it, know what you're doing, but it's the flight. Okay, skills.
Val.
Lawrence yesterday was over working on flight skills. And he was flying just at the tops of the blades of grass, doing a slow pan right along there. And he was doing really well, too, weren't you, Lawrence?
Well, you know what? I don't know what the hell is going on, but Herman explained. He did explain, and it had to do with the magnetic interference. I didn't know that a DJI drone has a problem landing in a spot where there's magnetic interference or a lot of rebar or metal.
It has a problem when it takes off. Why wouldn't it have a problem when it lands?
Well, where I took off from was a different spot, but where I was standing, I decided to land closer to me. And this is what happens. It came down, now I always land manually, but this time I decided to hit auto land and turn around and put my controller down so I can go pick up the drone. A little boy, Carlos, that was with us, oh my God, look. My drone's going like this across the floor, 12 inches across the ground, like that, because I hit auto land and somehow, like Herman said, magnetic interference prevented it from wanting to land. So it was actually cruising along the floor as if it was looking for a spot where there's no magnetic interference. Now, I didn't know my Phantom 4 Pro could do that, but just in case you try to land on a piece of metal.
Mode. That's what it did.
Yeah. It lost GPS.
Yeah.
It lost GPS and was blowing with the wind.
Yeah. But by you turn your head to put the controller down, if you hadn't done that, you would have been a controller, then, make it go back up.
But what's funny is I'm like, what the hell? Because the boy's going, look, look, look. It's going across the boardwalk like this, like a puppy walking itself, 12 inches above the ground. And I look at the controller to make sure the stick wasn't leaning to the right or anything. But as soon as I moved out, whatever that line was, as soon as I pulled back away from it, it landed fine. But I had never experienced that before. That's almost like we were flying with Justin one time, and he had magnetic interference taking off. And he hit return home. We were flying out over the beach. The peninsula was out this way. He was supposed to be coming back this way towards us. He hit return home. It turned towards open ocean.
Yeah, sorry.
It turned. I don't know if it was trying to get back to Japan, China, or it was going overseas because Europe is in that direction.
That's why you gotta calibrate every location. I don't care if you did it yesterday, you better do it the same day.
Say it again.
I don't care if you did it yesterday or 2 hours ago, you better do it again.
Exactly.
Yeah,
every time
you will have to keep dizzy a couple of times, get dizzy.
Every time you change your location.
Yeah, but when it's ready to go, it's ready to go.
Nah, Herm, I hear that, but I feel safe to know that I did that. So when I called DJI, I did the dance and it flew away. Send me another one. I did the dance. I got dizzy and everything.
When it's ready to go, it's ready to go. And I've had that happen.
Hey, Lynn,
twice.
how are you? Happy New Year.
I'm glad I haven't had one go on me. Shit.
Well, I would like to be there, Ray, on the day that you decide you need a new drone and you want to hit that wall with the birds. I want to record that.
No, seriously, I'm telling you. I told you it's gonna be in July.
No, but see, but when you do it, I want to record it because when you hit the wall with the birds, I can see the drone hitting the wall and the birds scattering.
I'm gonna do the Phantom and the Maverick both at the same time. Bang! Watch. I'm telling you, at the same time. But I'm gonna put the claim 2 days apart. You know, I can't put the claim in the same day. But
dude,
I want you to video, but do it in slow motion, 120 frames per second.
Yes. Oh yeah. You got to see the plastic shattering.
I'm just gonna put it in sports mode. I'm gonna put the brake all the way down, so you don't even pull up. Bang!
and get your new bird, right?
Get a brand new bird. I do it and then my DJI Carry fresh.
Look. All I can say is
money. Somebody got to get something out of it.
I want to be there to record that. We have to
do
have
already. So I did it.
Now.
And I'm a DJI Select, so they love me. I get my bird back in over like 48 hours, man, with that Select.
The views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight.
Yo, so we got to set up a meetup, man, like a flyer.
Yes, we need to have a those guys meetup.
Lawrence, how they say it?
Huh?
We got some new ones.
We seriously need to have a those guys meetup.
Yeah, man.
Seriously, because believe it or not, 9 out of 10 of the guys that are in those guys are from NYC 5 Borough. And I thought you would have took that as a cue, Justin, but
I'm
just so mad. I ain't mad. I ain't in that group no more. But I heard that group was popping today.
Well, hold on, Lawrence. Say the disclaimer.
The views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight. There you go, Justin.
All right,
now you can go for it.
So if you didn't remember,
you got to explain the situation.
Huh?
You got to explain the situation.
I know, but let's start from the beginning. If you knew a way, what was it, a month ago, maybe 2 months, I got kicked out of a certain group for, voicing my opinion, doing the right thing, So today, while I'm at work around 3 o'clock, I probably got about 20 messages on my phone. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm getting messages from people that's in NYC 5 Boroughs asking me there's drama going on. And I said to them, I was like, you didn't know that I was kicked out the group? The people in the group don't even realize that I'm not even in that group.
Me neither, Jess. Me neither.
So apparently there was an argument going on in that group and everyone's asking me for my opinion. I was like, I'm not in that group, so I don't even know what's going on.
Right. Logan Carpenter says he remembers that. Well, anyway, as Justin will finish telling us, there's more drama in that other group.
So apparently, this Evo 2 is making people get into fights. Some people are.
What happened? What happened, Paul? Ain't
What?
nobody taking no damn shots. Cut it out.
Are you checking your pulse?
You're muted, Paul.
Oh, shots and drops.
You're muted, Paul.
So apparently,
6 o'clock time for a drop and a shot.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Okay, now that we can do, but then you can finish, Justin. Get the drop. There ain't no dropping the shot, Matt. Stop instigating.
we're doing a drop.
Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Wednesday night with those guys are sponsored by
Those
guys.
Okay, Justin, you can finish off. I'll be right back. I have to cut this turkey.
So apparently, 2 members were fighting over, I guess, their opinion about the Evo 2 and DJI. And it got it got to the point where it got into a heated discussion, and a member made a live stream video about it. And one of the members, I guess we don't know who it is, made a copy of it and posted it in NYC 5 Boroughs to one of the members that he was arguing with, and it got even more heated, and vice versa. All of this is going on. Grown people are talking about, I'm going to beat someone up. Their wives is talking about, I'm going to beat them up too. It got pretty crazy.
Wow.
But I got to say, I'm glad I'm not a part of it.
Say it again, Jess.
I'm not a part of it.
I've been out of that group over a year. And don't.
Were they looking for a new group?
But they said some of the members left the group and stuff like that. But it just kills me the fact that there's still people that think I'm in that group. They don't realize that I'm been kicked out of that group.
Right. Not left the group. You've been kicked out. Right.
So it's just funny to me that they made a whole stink about my opinion and what I was doing, but they didn't even express the fact that I was kicked out the group. It was basically they just did it, and all right, next thing. Matter of fact, I'm still getting messages. I don't even know.
Well, I didn't know what happened. I heard of the noise, but I didn't even care, because it's every other week something going on over there.
So
it's not even about someone posting a picture or flying over 400 feet. It's about someone's opinion about 2 different drones.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing about it. You're entitled to your opinion. For somebody to try to change your opinion, that's downright disrespectful. We're entitled to our own opinion, and that's how I feel. No, had nothing to do with you, you know.
Yeah, whether you like a drone or not.
Exactly, man. In life, period. Like,
if you're a fanboy for Autel, DJI, GoPro, Karma, and but that's your opinion. You can't say you can't attack someone because of their opinion.
No,
Thanks
there's
for coming in, Judge
people out there
Sparky.
that take it like way too personally, and it's a joke. There's one guy who's got this show, and he emphasizes on this drone that's so out of date, and it drives me crazy.
Then you want people to go. People got to pay you to hang out with you.
Wow. Yeah, what was that about?
What was that about? Like, yo, I don't even know you, but I would like to come out and fly with you. Oh, you got to pay me to fly with me. Like, you're not even using my drones. You just got to be in my presence and got to pay me. Oh, okay. I said, check this out. Somebody made a phone call to an individual, said, yo, I see you be flying drones, and I like to fly a drone with you. You got to pay me to fly drones with me.
What?
$60 an hour.
I saw that.
Word?
Who the hell was that?
Hold on.
Is that in NYC?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I already know who it is. You don't even have to say who it is.
Hold on. Because I'm a thinking person. I'm like, is he getting it?
No, the guy told him go fuck yourself.
No.
Well, that's what I heard anyway. That's what I heard.
I'm saying, is he getting it from anyone?
Apparently, he's been pushing that because the little hat with the 3-cone guy, he was doing it too.
You know what, Lars? Lars, we gonna charge
Right,
people
Jess?
$40 to come fly with
The
us.
little hat,
gonna
the little hat with the 3-cone guy.
Come fly with me for $40.
Yeah, but this one put
I'm
it to 60.
undercutting them.
This one
Yo,
put it to
I'm
60.
sorry to say.
And I said that before.
I'm sorry. You're really slumming. If you're asking people to pay to fly with you, that's slumming. I don't care how
You're
you
not
say it.
teaching them. You're not using my drone. You're gonna just pay me to stand in my shadow.
Later, Jack Sparky. Thanks for coming in.
Okay.
That's how it goes. So when I smash into the building,
Mr. Crawley, you stupid.
Grand Army Plaza,
then what? Right.
Mr. Crawley's got issues. He says, "I'll fly with you for food."
Exactly.
Lawrence, so when I slam into the building, Grand Army Plaza, then what?
It's very fortunate that I did not hear that situation because I might have took that and ran with it.
Wow.
You want to fly with me? $40. You want me to talk to you?
And like Big John said, somebody let me see they live stream in that group because I'm not in the group. But like John said, he entitled to the opinion, and whatever he said, you're gonna say it to somebody's face. It's not disrespect. If somebody said my pictures is too light, I work on it hard to get my pictures down.
Right.
Because you gotta better take constructive
Don't get
criticism.
your feelings hurt.
Yeah. And some people take that another level. Like we all in this together. We all trying to learn together. Like nobody's better than nobody. But if somebody gives me some pointers, I'm gonna take it.
I'm glad you feel that way, Ray. I wanted to talk to you about some of your latest pictures.
Oh, but you gotta see I ain't show you those yet.
I think if you angle it off to the left and come in with a pan, it'd be a lot better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Put the head down a little bit, right?
You know what's funny about that, Lawrence? I got kicked out of a group for that.
What?
For your opinion.
Well, not so much of my opinion, but
exactly, man.
I would tell you exactly what happened. I was in this one group when I first started when I first got the P3, and I put some pictures up and stuff, and little cheesy videos, nothing special. And these guys in the group used to chop me up every week. I'm like, all right.
He used to call him Siskel and Ebert.
Oh,
so
wow.
at one point, at one point, these dudes chopped me up. So, what's his name? Anthony Charles.
Uh-huh.
This is how I met him. He had left me a nice comment about my video. So I said to him, thank you. It's not often you get any words of encouragement in this group because those other two guys chop me up every week. So he says to me, he goes, any pictures of my city are good pictures, talking about New York. So the other two guys jump right in. This is a drone group, and if you're going to post pictures, people are going to leave comments and this. Then I'm like, so I said, well, my man, I was talking to Anthony. So, but the mere fact that you even jumped in on that tells me that you know what you do and you know how you get down, Siskel and Ebert. I call them that. They kicked me out the group.
Oh wow, man, that's crazy.
They are kind of mean, and I sent you a link, Matt. They are kind of mean in some groups. There are some groups I refuse to post in, but I'll check them out because I like some of the other photography work and video.
I got kicked out of a Volkswagen group, a technician's Volkswagen group, because I put a post about a certain recall that was out. That was pretty funny.
Was it a real recall?
Huh?
It was a real recall, right?
Yeah, it's a real recall. So it's like you got to go under the dash to do certain stuff. So he had like the picture had the recall on it, and it looked like the guy was upside down with his legs like a ballerina. It said, "This is the recall." Yeah. I thought it was funny as hell. Here we go. I get a message. Oh, you can't post stuff like that. I was like, okay, I didn't know that.
What, you couldn't post a recall to let people know?
For 7 days.
What happened?
They muted me for 7 days, so I couldn't comment on anything like that.
Wow.
But it's just technicians in the group, right?
Huh?
It's just technicians in the group, right?
Your mic is off and your camera's off in the lower left-hand corner, Matt.
Yeah, but if you go down further on the page, the admin of the group was posting the same thing, pictures and all of that stuff. And I said, how is it you didn't come after me, but you post the same thing? I had to get into this. And he's like,
get into this, Matt. Yeah, get into this.
Can you say something, Matt, so we can get a level?
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you. We got you good.
Yeah, I had to get into this. This is. You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, this was too hot. I had to get
what into that whole thing.
See, Sean, in the UK, you don't have so much bitchness like you do here in the States.
Oh, we have it. Don't worry. Yeah, no, we have it.
No, but Sean, I mean, these dudes might as well put on tights and a skirt.
Okay, sorry.
They might as well put on a tights and a skirt. I'm serious because
So
Lawrence is Matt as tall as you are. No, Matt is taller than me. I'm 6'3".
I'm taller than Lawrence. Yeah.
I'm 6'3", and Matt's got to be at least 6'7", 6'6".
6'7", yeah. Three
Okay,
quarters.
see, yeah. So, and it's not often, Lynn, that I actually have to look up at anyone.
Pass the ball to Matt.
I'm not used to that.
Give it to Matt.
Pass the ball to Matt. Nobody's getting it.
Yeah. There's a reason they call him Big Matt 423. I don't know
Hey,
what the numbers stand
Herman?
for. I don't want to know.
Herman, I just had a thought for you and Lawrence and the other guys in New York. Maybe you guys should advertise that you can take reservations to come out and fly with you guys.
That sounds like a good idea.
$100 down, and you let them know when.
I'll do it for $3.26.
Look, all I can say is we wouldn't need any bouncers to organize.
Check this out. This is how
bring beer.
Right, and when we do our collab meetup, this is how you're gonna wean out the ones that's not really on point. You must have a registration card. The drone must be registered to be at our meetups.
And you must have a radio.
I agree.
And the radio, Matt.
If you want to fly, right? We all have radios.
Radios and registration, you must have it.
You don't have a registration card.
I'm not flying with nobody with no registration.
You don't have a registration or 107 card. You cannot fly.
Not with us.
And fingerprints on file.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. Just that's what's gonna happen because a lot of people flying without it being registered, man. Like it's crazy.
Your grandson is 6'5" and 6'4". See,
wow.
Who that? It's a hereditary thing. Believe it or not, Lynn. Believe it or not, Lynn. I'm 6'3" and I'm the runt of my family. I'm the shortest of my family.
Yeah,
my grandfather hunched over was still taller than me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Over you, Lynn. Don't they?
Yeah, who was that dude? Spud Webb? This little guy playing basketball?
Yeah, what was he like?
Okay, well,
Muggsy Bogues.
I'm short like him, and all my uncles and everybody, even my grandfather, are much taller than me.
Wow, they were in the head.
Yeah, they all up there with Matt height.
Yo, so we don't have to wait till it get hot for this meetup, do we?
No, we don't. No, we don't. Hell no.
Like, what's going on?
We had a meetup one day for Lauren's birthday. In the frigid cold in the park, man, I just let the drone just hover right over.
Oh, wait. Okay, Sean, Geeks Fauna. He just, you guys check out that little orange box. And that's a great deal, dude. As long as you stay away from that other group, you'll be okay. You know, because those guys, the majority of them are nice, but there's one or two in that group that will corrupt you.
So you know what you do? You know how to find us, right?
Sean, Herman's talking to you.
I was going to organize something beforehand, but please do tell.
You know how to find us.
Hell yeah.
You have emails, right?
Absolutely,
sir. Contact you.
Yeah, but Lynn, it doesn't matter if you're short, if you got a gun.
At a time. So you know, that's dangerous, bro.
Hey, Brant Ariel says, do we accept Canadian registration? Brant Ariels, those guys, in order to fly with those guys, you need a radio. Let me dig my radio up. Here it is. You need a 2-band radio because you need to be able to listen to local police, law enforcement to show we're abiding by the rules, and you need the other channel to communicate with us pilots.
Do I have to get a radio to fly with you guys?
Yeah,
but
yes,
we will make that mandatory, Ray, because we started slacking. We started slacking, Ray, with the radios.
Herman will rent you one for the day for $100.
There you go. Wait.
Hey, I'll actually have one for 60. I actually have an extra one.
There you go. You'll rent it to him for the day.
I'll rent it for 60.
60.
I'll buy one.
Well, if we
but the reason why we do the radio, and that's why I said that I'm all for this. Not the way they propose it.
The RFID
ID and this air traffic control. I'm all for that.
Well, check
because
this out.
we implemented our own form of it with these radios.
That's true.
Where you have to hit that button and tell us your location, altitude, and where you want to move to.
Right,
and you can't change altitudes unless you switch altitudes with someone.
It does make flying easier. Yeah, it does.
Flying with the radios is a plus.
Let me put the link in the chat.
For what? For them to get radios?
Well, remember we have the videos where we were showing the radios. Remember that?
Yep. See, there you go, Ray. Ray already know. Yep. Ray already know.
One Adam 12.
In fact, when are we going to plan? Whose video is that?
That's the video we did. Remember we all.
Oh yeah. That was our video. Yeah. Okay. Well, for those of you who have not seen it, that's how we do here. Unlike other drone groups here in New York that don't use radio, at least you know you'll be able to fly safely under the enforcement of law enforcement or whoever's there. Because I know when we have our radios, police officers walk up. All kinds of people walk up to us when
not even the radio, and when we got the vests on.
With the radios, the vest, we do everything.
What?
Good evening, Spirit Vox. How are you? And welcome to Wednesday nights with those guys. But I'm down to do a meetup. I definitely am.
Jesse had mentioned brother. I mean, I thought that was a pretty good location, even though it's my backyard. I probably won't even fly that day, but just to have people come down and enjoy it.
Where at?
In Red Hook, in IKEA, because Justin had mentioned that last week. And the reason why I said that's a good idea, because even if we buy my job, I have 2 locations at my job, that big lot and on the roof of my job. There's bathrooms there. You see, you got to be someplace where there's some bathrooms at. Like, you can't have all this time and people going up against trees and stuff like that.
Yeah, Paul. You know what I mean? When you're 56, Paul, if you ride on a train for longer than a half hour, you gotta use the bathroom.
All I say is it depends.
Take the pens.
This guy's crazy.
Pull up. New Year's
grown man pull-ups, huh?
I gotta go to the bathroom. I just did.
So you're gonna hurt like that shit.
Getting back to what you posted on the panel
chat. Yeah, grown man pull-ups.
It makes you all warm and fuzzy, right?
When you start to make that move, Sean, let us know well in advance so we'll prepare for you.
Yeah, well, I'm going to a wedding in North Carolina, so I'm going to come into New York for a couple of days.
Oh, you're coming through New York?
Down to Washington, and then down.
Hey, cool.
What part of North Carolina?
Robbins.
Okay, yeah, my daughter lives in Greensboro, and the other one lives in Rocky Mountain. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were going to fly into Greensboro,
okay.
But we decided because we haven't been to New York for quite a few years. We thought
hey, Lawrence, you probably could get Twan.
That'd be dope, man. If you do come, we all get together, man. That'd be dope,
yeah, man. Absolutely. It's absolutely.
We go to the barbecue spot, something like that. You know, just really hang out.
Nice.
Man.
What did you say, Paul?
Lawrence, you probably get Twan to pick him up at the airport.
That's true. You know what?
that will make a good video. That would make a great video.
You don't miss nothing, Paul. He'll already be there.
That's why Paul's the manager.
Yeah, and you know what? And Twan would do it too.
Yes,
he would. Twan's nice enough to do that. That is true.
That'll be
Sean
dope,
can rent a radio.
Yeah.
I actually have a spare radio, so don't even worry about it. I have a spare radio down here. All I'd have to do is just
rent me one. Give it to Sean. This is working out really good. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Sean's gonna come over here across the pond and go back and slap everybody.
As it gets closer, Sean, you're gonna have to let everybody know the exact date on the East Coast because they'll come from everywhere.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. People will definitely travel to fly. Yeah. And we have some great spots here in New York, and no matter what happens in the drone community or drone world, we will be able to fly here in New York.
Oh yeah, no matter
what. Legally,
exactly.
Legally,
we're never going to be shut down in New York.
What I mean by that is, if you knew how many times we went over to Ray's spot and we're up on a roof flying, and the police boats go by. And yo, what's up, Ray? Y'all need to stay from over on that side.
That's it. Or stay on this side. Yeah, that's all they say, man. And they know when drones on, they know it's me and my dudes, man. Like, so they don't go crazy or nothing like that.
In fact, the men who patrol New York City Harbor usually come and have lunch and park over there by Ray's job.
So the harbor and the scuba guys, both of them.
They all dock over there. So as far as flying to New York, you don't have to worry about it. Now,
and I was schooling FDNY the other day, trying to fly in their drone. They didn't know what they were doing, you know.
Now, if you are in any other New York City groups, and you happen to meet up with any of those people, keep your hands in your pockets. That way you won't lose any fingers.
Let us know.
Herman, you and Ray could also design some T-shirts that New York City, those guys fly in, and you could sell those in advance to everybody that's coming.
That's why I said that will be a way that the T-shirts will go. Like everybody that's coming there, like
have a big meetup, and if you want a shirt, you can get it right there on the spot.
Yeah.
Or we just like, and then you gotta like do proceeds go to some. You gotta do giveaways and things like that.
Of course.
You don't want people just think you just put all the money go in your pocket, even though the money should go in your pocket because you're putting it up.
First prize.
See you next time, Desmond. Desmond's heading off.
Hi, Desmond.
All right, Desmond. Thanks for
Good, Desmond.
stopping by.
Hey,
Hanging out.
Later, Desmond.
The other thing you could do is, I'm sure that the Mr. Crowley Foundation would accept donations too.
Shit, Mr. Big Foundation also.
I can get it from the Amtrak, right?
But Mr. Crowley's already taken orders for the what's that? The
Evo 2?
The egg.
Evo 3.
or the egg. Which one was it?
The egg.
Evo 3.
Yeah.
What you say?
Karma.
Karma. Oh,
Karma 2.
Yo, Jess, I saw a quote you told somebody.
Everyone's going crazy about this update. I'm like, oh man.
Yo, Jess, you said tell me get rid of it, right? Get rid of it, or something like that.
What happened?
So we're talking about
Everyone's
GoPro
going
Karma.
crazy about this update about the GoPro Karma.
Yeah, but it's no longer. It's no
What's messed,
longer supported by.
what's messed up about it is, but hold on, what's messed up, if you own a GoPro Karma and you were on their mailing list, you received an email saying that we are no longer supporting the GoPro Karma, and the firm, due to the fact that the firmware is preventing it from getting off the ground, which means it has.
It's a brick.
Yeah, it's a brick.
But they just did they just release it or
Paperweight.
Mic drop.
Here you go.
It's a
When did
brick.
it come
It's
out?
a brick, basically.
The
I
Karma.
mean, it'll look nice on
yeah,
someone's
people are
wall.
saying they just released a firmware update for it.
They released the
Well,
update saying that they're no longer
I don't know if it was-
supporting it.
Yeah, Justin, what that is if you go ahead and sign up for the update, they'll charge you $25. And you'll
Do it or just to download the file.
But what they did say, I think they had a site. They had another and said that they were taking pre-orders for the second one.
For the Karma 3.
Karma 3, yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't buying nothing. Somebody taking some money up front. I ain't buying nothing for that.
Yeah, keep on. You go ahead and get
Nah.
I wouldn't buy a
Skydio
thing
2.
from it, man. I'd wait for it to come out, wait for everybody to.
They're coming out with it in the stores. It's built to order. It's like drive-through. It's like the drive-through late at night.
It's a Tesla.
Just like Tesla and
It's like
Ferrari.
the drive-through late at night. We make all the sandwiches to go. We ain't got nothing that's sitting in the steamer.
Well, no matter what they do, I feel sorry for the 2 or 3 people who still own a Karma. You know, I mean, if those 2 or 3 people,
use for it.
They can't even get a trade-in on it, though.
There's always use for it.
Give them a Hero 8 or something. Something that's worth the drone. It's a Hero 8.
They'll probably
We
say
got
we'll give you $150 off with that trade-in.
$50 off the Hero 8 with a trade-in, right?
There's always use for that Karma.
What?
Yeah, but Cameron,
you give a guy a trophy, right, for throwing what 50 touchdowns in the season.
Yeah,
he can't throw 50 touchdowns no more, but he still got
jump
that trophy. Put it on the shelf. I fly drones. Put it on the shelf, or you can nail it on the wall and hang stuff off the arms.
Yeah,
true.
Put candles on it.
I wouldn't hang much off those arms. They're not very strong.
Well, if you reverse the props and put it on the wall, you'd have a wall fan.
Oh yeah.
You reverse the props and put it on the wall, you'd have a wall fan.
You could make one of those wall clocks out of it, couldn't you? Where you put the clock mechanism in behind it.
I'm taking deposits on the GoPro wall fan.
Yeah. Just $100.
How many are you gonna buy, Paul?
And you can mount the camera right in the middle.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, how to update the Karma. So they did put out an update, but what is the update for? For it to go up in the air and just drop from the sky?
Which is what it was doing before. So at least you're getting that.
Right? So
well, it's not going to fall as fast.
The update just updated it.
The slowest rock in the sky.
We become
the drone bashing network.
and look at the date it was put out. From there to there. Edited again, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, I don't know about you.
You updating yours, Justin?
Ooh, what's that? I don't even know what that is.
When you got under the desk
on the ground.
Well, anybody that bought a Karma by now is in a coma. So
coma.
That's bad karma.
Oh, they're in a Karma from
anyone that I knew that had that said it was on the ground somewhere. It fell out the sky.
11:30. So okay, Mia's drones. Thanks
Mia.
for stopping by. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Stopping by, hanging out.
Drop time already.
Stop it, Paul. You're checking your pulse the wrong way. First of all,
the second hour you do it a drop every half hour.
Okay.
All right.
Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by
Those guys. There we go. Get it out the system. Because Paul looked like he was tapping for drugs or something. I don't know what was going on.
He's cleaning over there.
All your drone needs and drone talk and drone bashing come to those guys.
The second half of the hour, we bash.
We won't charge you for this fun.
Exactly. We will not charge you.
I know a lot of people are waiting for that mana moment, you know, but
guys, seriously, where you guys are located, would I be able to take Amtrak to there?
Oh yeah.
Amtrak, yes. Amtrak goes into Penn Station.
Bring any anthrax in here.
Amtrak goes into
34th Amtrak or anthrax?
It said anthrax.
Yeah, Herm is crazy.
Wait, you're sending it.
No anthrax, bro.
Amtrak right to the city.
Amtrak, yeah, right, straight right in here.
They'll take
and
you
when,
right to
and when you
Manhattan.
get there, you just look for the pizza rat with the hat on. He'll tell you which way to go.
Oh shit!
The pizza rat.
The problem is, Mr. Crawley, if you come to New York, don't stay in a hotel in Manhattan. Go to the outer boroughs. It's a lot cheaper.
Boston
Definitely.
is like 4 hours on the train. 4 hours.
Yeah, it's 4 hours.
Okay.
That's not bad. Hell, it's 5 hours from here to Utica, New York by car. That's not bad.
3 hours to get to work.
Yeah, well, you live on one end of New York, and work is at the other end.
Wow,
that's
huge
crazy.
Train station there. Sean Lynn says yes. 34th Street, Penn Station. Well, okay.
It's not that big.
Well, you got to think, Herman, in comparison to every place else, it's pretty big.
Don't talk to anybody that tell you they got umbrellas and sunglasses.
Exactly. And there's a lot of men there with
handbags.
Hey, Sean, all I say is when you get off the train, look straight. Don't turn. don't look to the sides because you'll be distracted by all of the bull and stuff going on there.
Anybody that's trying to be your friend is trying to get your money.
Guys, I go to Somerville and Charlestown.
Hey, Philadelphia makes New York look like the golden.
Oh man, yeah.
It's all the same. Everybody's scam.
That's why I want to make another trip out there, though.
So if we go out to Philly, we gotta find a place that has a bathroom besides the subway.
That's true.
See, that's why I told y'all going to these meetups, man. And like,
oh my God, that was life changing, man. I have never experienced anything.
Depends.
Yo, you know what? They said Hawaii had the largest.
What happened?
Largest what? Bathrooms?
No. What Justin was complaining about in the subways in Philly.
Yeah, but the subways in Philly, you know how we have the train stations and along the wall, they have benches and stuff. It was sprawled out from wall to wall, from one end to the other.
Almost laid down on the floor like dominoes.
Have you guys ever been to the Atlanta
airport?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit is huge.
That place is radical.
And that's a huge airport. Yeah.
No, I've never been through.
That airport is huge.
It's
It's
huge.
like a city.
Store, shopping mall. It's like crazy.
Oh yeah, that Atlanta airport. Oh man, and everything is way this side and way that side.
Yeah, no matter where you go, if you got to change planes, you have to get a cab to go to the next plane.
Yo, I missed my connecting flight because of that. Because it was so far away, man. I'm like, yo, how y'all tell people it's a connecting flight, but don't give people enough time to get there? No, I have to come from Terminal A or to Terminal Z.
They don't care about that.
No, they cared about it because I got me a free flight after that. I was going crazy. They had the air police and everything on that plane. I was wilding out, bro. I was wilding out.
One time in Detroit. Detroit airport is really large too. Detroit airport, really large.
Yeah, and Miami also is large.
Well,
but yeah, man.
You come into Penn Station, Mr. Crawley. Every few seconds, just yell "banana cream pie," and they'll leave you alone.
I do that anyway.
Oh, just go like you said, Mr.
Or if you need to distract them, you just say, "Oh, look, Pizza Rat over there." And they'll all get an autograph.
That's when I put the depends on the outside.
Yeah.
right. They'll leave you alone.
Fit right in.
Rub a little chocolate on the back.
That guy with the depends, boy.
Sound like you got experience with Depends, man.
Yeah. He's not only a client, just also a member. Right?
Just did.
You know what? You gotta be careful with those kind of things here in New York, though.
Yeah,
I find some of that sense.
The cops is a little nosy.
They're liable to scoop you up. Yep.
Cops have a tendency to get a little nosy.
So Matt, I know you off Friday and Monday. Y'all get the drift. Matt's off Friday and Monday. I can take off whenever. Like get the drift anytime.
Monday.
Whenever.
What's the weather going to be for Monday? We're looking.
Everybody check the weather.
Let's look at Monday
Mine's
now.
is telling me good.
No, isn't it?
Check your weather. It's like the before you
Saturday is supposed to snow. Cut it out, Paul.
I went right to Kitty
Sunday
Hawk.
says it's clear at 32.
Check Kitty Hawk. Check Kitty Hawk.
It's supposed to rain tonight. Yeah.
Monday's supposed to be sunny and 32.
Check before you fly.
Nah, they telling you some other stuff, man.
Might be sunny and
sunny and 65, right, Matt?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean UAV, Matt?
That's the worst app ever. Yeah.
But Kitty Hawk, you can press all the dates you want, and it tell you. I see nothing but visibility 10 miles. I think the 20th you see a
supposed to be bright and sunny on Monday.
Yeah. What day is Monday?
Lippy. I got my
comes right after Sunday, right?
No,
what day is it? 18th?
What happened?
Is it the 20th?
Let me see here.
Hey, that's Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah. Oh, we definitely flying that day.
We cool as shit.
I got it. Listen, we go flying. We go flying on Martin Luther King Day. So when the cops pull up and say, "Oh, it's a black thing, huh?"
It's a black holiday.
Just remember, I'll be in school.
Yeah, that Monday gonna be nice.
I'm gonna be in New Jersey.
Jump Off says sunny in Philadelphia too. That would be nice. That would be nice. We need to have a those guys meetup because we also need to have a those guys recruitment thing now. Recruitment session. My problem is, in order to get into those guys NYC, they must know someone in the group. Okay, so and if you recommend someone, say, look to one of the admins, look, guys, I know Sean Crowley, he's a cool guy, and by doing that, you're vouching for him, and you're also taking responsibility.
Well, and the other thing you could do, Lawrence, is you could have a secret handshake, you know?
At the Raccoon Lodge, right?
Yeah.
At the Raccoon Lodge, right?
Yep.
Anti-exalted Mexican ruler.
So how long are you going to be here at Sean?
Basically 2 days in NYC and then heading on down to Washington after
That's
that.
enough time, right?
Okay, that's more than enough time.
You guys are top of the list as far as why I'm there.
All right, cool. So we're gonna make it. I'm gonna make sure I'm available, man, no matter what.
Sean, get lots of rest before because they're not gonna let you sleep.
Hey, you know what?
Are you gonna be coming in the day? You gonna be coming in the daytime? In the daytime?
Yeah, I think I can't actually remember, darling. What time do we fly into NYC? We land at 3:45 in the afternoon.
So that's probably
perfect.
and when is that? What day is that?
Let me check. I thought it was October, but I think it's actually November.
Okay, so we have.
I'll put it in my
November
phone.
2nd.
Okay, so we have time.
November 2nd.
Because it gets around that time. It gets dark, like 4 o'clock, 4:15.
Yeah,
We get the sky hill that time.
If y'all get it that late, we probably end up linking up the next day. You know.
Yeah, I'll be there Tuesday through to Wednesdays.
Okay.
Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay.
That Skydio should be coming in right about that time.
We'll test if we can crash it.
What do you say? What do you say, Herman? A third batch might be in by October.
And I won't even have mine.
Listen,
I had to cancel that. I couldn't wait that.
You got your money back already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It took him about a day.
He got his money back. He got Skydio too.
He got Skydio, huh?
He got Skydio. You're gonna turn that into a terminology. Yeah. What happened? I got Skydio.
That's when when you was told something that was there and then it's not gonna be there until next year.
Yeah, they use us as beta testers now. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
not getting yours until next year.
Wow.
That V copter, I could probably make one to fly better than it does because I've only seen it fly on video. And technically, they could have had a cable between it and erased the fishing line on video. You don't know.
I ain't flying no drone with two props. Two props.
I posted in a group. I'd be interested to see what the birds think of it in New York. Because there are some birds that are aggressive here in New York. Then there's some that are scared. Then you have the hawks. I'd like to see how that thing maneuvers with a crow chasing it.
That becomes more of an issue during the winter. Some birds. I think that becomes more of an issue during the winter with these birds.
Oh, with less food. Yeah, Herman was being harassed yesterday.
Yesterday, when I was out on the beach, this seagull took a liking to my drone, man. He just kept hanging out, man. I'm like, yo, dude, you interfering with the process here. He kept getting in between where I was trying to go.
Oh, Matt got a V-copter.
Oh, there's a V-copter.
There we go.
V-copter.
It probably
flies up and down like that, though.
Right? Hang on. I'll just get my wallet and give you the deposit. I'm down.
Let me get my deposit too.
Hey, it just flew. It just flew. I'm buying it.
Yeah, see, there you go.
But it didn't fly.
Technically, it's a later stage of development than the V-copter.
Exactly. At least you see a moving product.
Right.
It works.
And you know what? The only thing that could stop production with that, paper.
Paper, yeah.
That'll you run out of paper.
All right. Well, who's going on live after Herman? I know Bill from Coast to Coast Drones is going live. Is Val? I know
Rogers
Studios is going on.
Rogers going on at 7.
Rogers going on at 7, Paul?
7 o'clock, Roger. Yep.
Okay. All right.
It's going on 7:30, I think, to 8:30, and then Coast to Coast Drones goes on 8:30 to 10.
Okay, very good.
And then when is Val coming on? Val coming on tonight?
Nope.
They'll be on later.
Later on, I think.
They'll be on later to practice some
10 o'clock.
Do the late show.
10 or 11, yeah, the late show.
Okay, do the late show.
The Love Nest will be on about 10 or 11, I think.
And Mr. Crowley, you coming on what time?
Tomorrow or 2.
Hey, yeah, I had no idea that Mr. Crowley, you live stream?
Yeah, 2 o'clock.
Okay, I've rung your bell because it came up on the suggested. I had no idea that he streams, so it must be.
I talk about usually what I got going on with the drones that day.
Yeah, you like doing building on air and stuff, aren't you? Which is really cool.
Yeah, I try to invite people on and see what, here and there and see what's
nice.
Up.
What is Lynn throwing up at? I see the throw up emojis.
Thanks, Sean. I appreciate the Lawrence, I just invited 2 to join the group. Was Drone Bum.
Yeah.
Okay, Drone Bum. Okay.
He's a buddy of mine, and
yeah. What I just said, just make sure you let me
sunrise Sundays and Saturdays.
Right, I see him. He gets on. He gets up early before Philly Drone Live.
Yeah, he
goes live. He's not in NYC. He's not in NYC. He's not in Those Guys NYC.
No, he's in New York though. He's from New York.
Oh, I know. He's a couple of peninsulas over from me. He can probably get here in about 40 minutes from where he lives.
Yeah, he would. I know he'd love to fly with you guys.
Yeah, Drone Bum. He needs to come hang out and fly with us too.
I just invited him over. I just said, "Hey, you got to check out this site."
Yeah, I just need, not here, but in the chat or at some time and point on Facebook, let me know his name, because if I don't recognize you or you don't have a picture on your profile, I'm not letting you in.
Drone Bum's name is Paul.
Right.
And he likes to fly over water. He's put like 3 or 4 of them in the drink.
Yeah.
So far.
Wow.
These birds too.
Yeah.
I just can't get into the life of a mouse in the wall.
A mouse.
I've been missing the chat because I don't know what the hell is going on.
She's talking about the Puddles and Jumper show.
Oh. The Puddles and Puddle Jumper.
Puddles and Cuddles.
Puddle and Jumper. Yep, Puddle Jumper.
No, it's got to be Puddle Jumper.
Oh, Puddle Jumper.
Yeah. That issue that they had there with the mouse.
Last night I didn't watch the show, but I heard that they went into quite some discussion about in the middle of the night, Kim up beating on the ceiling.
I know.
Naked.
Oh, yeah. He said something about a mouse in the attic keeping him up. I did hear something weird about that.
And he was jumping up down the bed naked. So I don't know,
TMI.
They went into great discussion last night.
Whoa.
Well,
that's why they come on so late.
Exactly. Because nobody else they can do that.
Past my curfew.
It burned my eyeballs right out.
So what are we going to do? We're going to try and plan something for Monday, guys?
Yeah, I'm with it.
If we can plan something for Monday, depending on the weather, that would be great.
Well,
I just need to know a time so we can choreograph this. You working Monday, Justin?
Will you stream it to the group?
School for my job.
Yeah, we'll stream it to the group. We'll actually post a meetup at Those Guys meetup.
Very cool.
Which, by the way, I still want to go to some of those other group meetups.
Yeah, crash.
You know why? Sean, there's nothing better than seeing a group of guys talking and laughing and joking. And then when you walk up, it get quiet as a cricket.
Yeah.
Think of those guys. Yeah. Hey, check it out. Y'all come from that way. Me and Matt come from that way. Everybody come from that way. They about to move up on us.
Because and what's funny, Sean, is because I read lips pretty decently. But when I'm walking up to a crowd and someone turns and goes, "Oh, here comes those guys," I love it. Nice. Just the fact that they're saying those guys. I don't care if you like me or dislike me. The fact that you're going, "Oh, here come those guys," and then when we walk up, it's totally silent. Well, nobody have nothing to say or nothing.
Nice.
That's when you're supposed to pull out the AK and go.
Disclaimer.
And it becomes a very different meet.
The views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel.
I just go for the fakeometer.
But I enjoy that. I love going into a group of people and having them get quiet as a cricket.
Creating the tension.
Seen you guys in a long
it's an
time.
awkward moment.
We haven't.
Lynn was saying about that she'd like to see live streaming from a live fly. That does actually happen on Facebook on the Those Guys.
Lynn, the guys do.
It's really good. A few of the guys have live streams the FPV flying.
Yeah, they go live randomly.
It looks really good. It's really nice.
John does the FPV thing.
How's it go, Lawrence? The fakeometer.
Yeah. Oh yes. When you walk up to a group of people, everyone's, "Oh, hi, Lawrence. How you doing?"
I missed you guys.
The fakeometer, the spring just pops out of the fakeometer because it's broke.
It's be like this. In the corner, black, red.
Those are the guys that are like, "Hey, my brother from another mother."
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Yeah,
and it's I get a big kick out of it. I used to get upset, but now I live for it. If I can walk into a room and make you change your conversation, there's something going on there.
It happens all the time. Happens all the time, yeah.
Exactly. It just lets you know, as John said earlier in his rant on NYC 5 Barrel.
I wish I saw that.
I gotta see that.
You need to, and what's messed up, people were calling Justin and saying, yo, Justin, what's going on? Justin don't know. Justin's not in the group. And FYI, for those of you who don't know, Justin was kicked out of the group and they didn't tell anyone in the group. So that's why people think he's still in the group.
You still can invite him back to the group.
Right.
That's what Tom said.
If they were to squash a few things,
back in the group.
If they wanted to squash a few things, if they let Justin back in the group, I would never mention it again. I would seriously never mention it again.
You know what's funny? Because this conversation and everything started full circle back from when I think you had asked Paul about how does he discharge batteries, and I thought you were going to ask him if he takes his drone to the park during the TFR to discharge batteries.
That's crazy, Herb. That's crazy, Herb. That's crazy.
That's what I thought you was gonna ask Paul.
But if they do let
during the TFR to discharge his batteries.
If they do let you back in, Justin, they might make you sign a disclaimer not to threaten anyone anymore.
Yeah, call them punk ass faggots. He went off. I was like, whoa.
I felt so good when I heard John was doing the same thing.
He went in.
I was like, yes.
He went in. What I'm gonna try.
And his wife went into it. I was just like, yes.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. What was messed up? He was ranting. If you don't know what's going on, John Drips FPV, Big John, he comes to the live stream. Well, in NYC 5 Barrel, there happened to be a gentleman. I won't mention his name, but he's real bougie and he holds his nose up towards other people. And it's all about money and what you wear and what you have. And rule number one, and this is with me, don't act like you're a badass if you've never been punched in the face before. Okay? I'm going to be honest about it. Don't act like a tough guy. Don't insult people. Don't get on people's nerves.
Internet thugs.
Don't brag about how much money you have.
Exactly.
Okay? Because people don't take that stuff too kindly.
Not at all.
You know, and I'm going to tell you, and for the individual, if he does listen to the live stream and he does know who I'm talking about, him, I'm going to let you know. There was one time at a point you were pissing off so many people, they were going to set you up. And that's all I'm going to say.
We are all amateurs here.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, and you got to be pretty much an asshole of a person. Wow. If everybody has something bad to say about you.
Sure.
And I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to go too far. But the views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel. So we will clarify that. You notice how I was talking? Now
I remember Matt got you up just because he was just saying, like, why would you buy this bird and not buy this bird before you buy that bird?
I was talking about his camera on the. Oh, you know what? If I say it, they're going. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. Yeah. I was talking about his camera. Bought the X5 camera for the Inspire. I said, why didn't you spend the money on the X7 camera instead of buying the Mavic 2 Pro?
Right.
I got destroyed for that. Like, really?
Yeah. Wow. Hey, Paul. It is time. Paul's putting up the cue cards.
We got 3 minutes. We got 3 minutes.
I need a shot.
Another drop.
Yeah.
All I can say is, all right, before we do this drop, all I can say is,
hold on.
Can't we all get along in New York here?
This year is gonna be the year.
I thought we was all getting along.
I don't. Yeah, but Justin,
like
I don't want to walk up. But Justin, I don't want.
He don't even fly no more though.
But hold on, I don't want anyone in those guys to go to another meetup and people feel
him and Elliot be taking pictures now, right?
We just want to go take smile. We just want to go there and smile.
So, you know what?
Well, hold on. Before we start.
No, I just want to say one thing about this whole thing with all this nonsense. You guys remember James?
Earl?
This is part of the reason why James don't come around no more.
James.
The other James. James
he
Jones.
said a lot of this
the one that used to vape.
Made it not fun to hang out to fly no more.
Yeah, he told me
I
that
understand what
exactly.
he
Yeah.
means. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But he used to always come to my job and like we just be going through it. Yeah.
Right. So all I can say is, look,
I think he moved out of the
talking
city
about people. Stop talking about people. Stop throwing snowballs. Stop throwing rocks. Because you know what? I throw damn good. Plain and simple. You throw a snowball at me. Don't be surprised if I throw one up in the air, and while you're looking at that one, you get busted in the forehead.
Oh deal.
Anyway,
angry person you are, man.
Huh?
You're an angry person.
Let's
see that, right?
What? What happened?
People throwing snowballs at them.
Well, I'm serious. Don't throw a rock if you've never been hit with one.
Oh, rocks. That's what I meant.
Listen, Lawrence, you don't tell anybody you coming in here to meetups because they're not going to show up. You going to beat people up at the meetup. And then try to sell them a t-shirt.
I'm one of the nicest people you could know. Seriously. The views and opinions that are heard tonight.
But hey, guys, let's get this drop and get out of here.
All right.
That time of the night.
Shots, right? You just
guys ready?
Yeah, man.
Wednesday night with those guys are sponsored by
those guys.
And Drama Fiend Droning.
Yeah.
And Drone Bashers USA.
Hey, there's Drone Bum right there.
What up, Bum?
Drone Bum goes, what a bunch of thugs.
Hang out with them.
Send an email over Drone Bum.
Fly and take some nice pictures. That's it.
But anyhow.
We appreciate you guys.
That's all, folks.
We appreciate you.
That's all, folks.
There we go.
I'd like to thank you guys in the chat for coming and hanging out with us. Is that Lynn still in the chat?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
What happened? You didn't finish your thank you guys for
exactly.
I saw Lynn in the chat. What happened?
Drone Bum Sunday at 5.
But yeah,
Drone Bum. We start at 5 on Sundays and Wednesdays. I understand you get up mad early in the morning.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody in the chat for coming and hanging out with us. And I'd like to thank everybody on the panel for coming and
thanks, Timeless.
And for having drama-free Wednesdays. And to everybody out there, I'll see you next time on Phantom Flight 101 with those guys.